Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarah Conrad, Hillary Baltimore, and Erica Martin Bolden, the 2022 Gala co-chairs.
Good evening. I'm going to go off script for just a minute, so Mackenzie, don't scream at me. But after being in the auction room and the reception and seeing so many people and having them come up and say how wonderful it is for us all to be together again, I had to think back. And if you've been here before, I think you'll know how special this evening is. And if this is your first time, I hope you will see how very special this evening is. So over the course of time, I won't tell you how many years I've been standing up here.
I'll tell you later.
But we've endured ice storms and snowstorms. Granted, we won't always do this in the second week of March. So who would think in Washington, D.C. that we'd have to contend with those elements? And then 2 years ago, we had COVID, or I don't even know if we knew it was COVID, but it was 2 years ago this week. It was Tuesday. And I think on Monday, we were having a call, do we go forward? Are we doing this? Because we were starting to get all these phone calls. People couldn't go. They were shutting down. I think my husband and I met with Bank of America, and they said that this was going to be their last meeting. And we were like, what? Well, we've got 800 people coming tomorrow night. So we were a little nervous, but our fearless leader was there. And as he always did, he called us together and said, the show's going on. We're going to be there. So this week, when the mask mandate was somehow miraculously lifted this week, we knew there was somebody up there watching out for us.
We love you, Arnie.
So if you don't know, I'm Hillary Baltimore, and I'm here with my husband, Tom Baltimore, and these two incredible women, Erica Martin Bolden and Sarah Conrad, and Scott's out there somewhere as well. So this is the dream team, guys, so get ready. So before I get started, we did have a call yesterday, and we wanted to ask everyone to join us in a moment of silence. As you know, it does take a village, and we would like to think about all of those in the world around us that are experiencing immense hardship and despair, especially to the citizens of Ukraine. Our hearts go out to all of them being impacted by war and terrorism, and we all pray that this crisis comes to an end. So I'd like to just take a moment. So again, thank you all for being here. Seeing you all here is a testament to the powers of community. Your support in all the various forms continues to inspire and to provide hope. Thank you for your continued commitment to our mission and to this organization. While these last 2 years have tested us in unimaginable ways, we remain strong in our connections, in our vision of radical hospitality and welcome to all those who walk through our doors. We want to begin this evening by recognizing all of you for your thoughts, your prayers, and your amazing support during these long 2 years. Looking out tonight, I see many familiar faces and some new friends that I hope to meet tonight as well. Oh, okay. We didn't work out that logistic. Excuse me. We want to thank each and every one of you for your support. This is already going to be an incredible evening. So now I'm going to ask Erica to help us thank all of our major sponsors and supporters.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hillary. Welcome to our new village friends, and welcome back to our old. Hillary and I often joke that when we took this assignment 5 years ago, I
think
just told you
6.
I'd tell you how long
I
it was.
think 6.
I think you
Maybe
had 6
7.
and me 5, but something like that. We didn't know we'd be signing up for a lifetime appointment as co-chairs, but we are so excited to be here again. In the time that I've been part of this village community, this event has continued to grow. Year after year, we've welcomed new friends. Year after year, we continue to break fundraising records, and tonight's going to be no different. Last year, we gathered virtually, and still we raised nearly $1.7 million. Yeah. Beating what had come in, the previous year was just shy of 1.6, so I'm gonna call on y'all a little bit. We got work to do today. So tonight, before we've even put bodies in chairs, we've already raised nearly 1.6. Did you hear that? 1.6. Yep, I said it, 1.6. So the impact of this investment for nearly 2,000 homeless and low-income women that the village welcomes each and every year is incredibly significant. I'd like to recognize the sponsors whose commitment to the village helps to make this mission possible. So please hold your applause, because there are quite a few, but we have amazing people to thank. And I'm gonna say I'm sorry now if I happen to butcher the names of some a little bit, but I did my best to practice. So our milestone sponsors, Accenture, Cindy and Mark Aaron, Hillary and Tom Baltimore. Tonight's Founders Award recipients, Cynthia Dolan and Ronald Baruch, Leonard Egan and Kristen Gerlach, Sherry Heemstra and Decker Anstrom, the J. Willard and Alice S. Marriott Foundation, Peter Shields and Ace Warner, and last but not least, Ruth Sorensen. So we can give them a quick applause, yes. Our platinum sponsors, Altria Client Services, American Express, Comcast NBC Universal, Discovery Inc., Dweck Philanthropy, Mindy and Jonathan Gray, Julie and John Hamry, Doris Matsui and Roger Sant, Annie and Patrick Pacious, Park Hotels and Resorts, PMI Global, Prudential Financial, and Wiley. And our gold sponsors, Errant Fox Schiff, Carolyn Arpin and Benjamin Sachs, Bloomberg, my incredible husband, A. Scott Bolden and I, Choice Hotels, Outsuka American Pharmaceuticals, Sandra and Larry Smalls, and my friend Jeannie Specchio. So now let's give a hoop and a holler for all of our sponsors. Tonight we're welcoming more than 100 sponsors, which are all listed in our gala program, and will be reflected on the screens off and on during this evening. Thank you to every single person who makes tonight possible. This year, Hillary and I needed a little help and couldn't have chosen a better warrior for the village. Please welcome our fellow co-chair, Sarah Conrad.
Good evening, everyone. Can you tell I coerced a few friends, family, to buy a few tables? So, 7 years ago, I was introduced to N Street Village for the very first time, came as a guest for the gala, and I was hooked. I was so inspired by the women, the volunteers, and the staff, so I knew I had to get involved. So everyone here for your first time, watch out. And tonight, I'm so proud to be standing here with Hillary and Erica as co-chairs. Thank you for including me in the squad. So, this year, we welcome more senators and members of Congress to our honorary committee than ever before. Under the leadership of our congressional co-chairs, Chairman Hakeem Jeffries and Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia, the honorary committee reflects a diverse and bipartisan group that believes in the mission of N Street. While Chairman Jeffries was unable to join us tonight, unfortunately, he put together a special video message to kick off our evening.
Good evening, and thank you for your presence here today. America is in the midst of an affordable housing crisis that is displacing working families, middle-class folks, senior citizens, and young people all across the country, including in the 8th Congressional District that I'm privileged to represent. I know firsthand the collective impact that we can have when organizations like N Street Village work together with the public and private sectors to bring about lasting change. I'm sorry that I cannot join you in person, but it's my pleasure to be with you virtually as we celebrate the tremendous work of N Street Village. I'm honored to serve as the honorary co-chair of this year's gala and auction alongside West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito. I want to thank my good friends Joe and Casey Crowley for introducing me to this amazing organization and for the important work that they continue to do in our nation's capital. And I want to thank all of you here tonight for your role in helping N Street Village carry out this critical mission on behalf of everyday Americans. As you may know, N Street Village is a national model for delivering homeless services. They provide everything from the most basic needs to permanent solutions, including shelter, housing, income and employment support, as well as assistance with mental health and addiction recovery programs. On top of all of that, the village has created a sustainable framework for strategic growth, which allows them to expand and adapt services to meet the urgent needs during a crisis. Never has that been more evident than over the last 2 years, as our country confronted an unprecedented, once-in-a-century pandemic that presented immeasurable challenges for those experiencing homelessness, in particular, vulnerable women and children. The village answered that call by going above and beyond, doubling its locations from 4 to 8 to meet the growing needs of the community throughout the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Their team never missed a beat, ensuring that needs were met in new, innovative, and different ways, but always met, no matter what. I look forward to continuing to be part of the village and those who support this tremendous organization, as well as working together to ensure that every woman has a safe and dignified place to call home. Thank you all again for supporting the critical mission and work that N Street Village provides right here in our nation's capital. God bless you, God bless N Street Village, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Chairman Jeffries, for those words. I would also like to thank Joe and Casey Crowley. Joe, who is here with us tonight, for inviting Chairman Jeffries into the N Street family. We also are joined by a few distinguished guests that I would like to recognize. Ambassador of Singapore, Mr. and Mrs. Mirapuri, and Mrs. Elizabeth Sinodinos, the wife of the Australian ambassador. Thank you so much for joining us and all your support to N Street Village. There are many reasons why the village has such strong and diverse support. I could go on and on, talk endlessly about what the village means to me and what I know it means to many of you, and also what it means to our great city of DC. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so a video must be 1,000,000. So please draw your attention once more to the screen and to learn about this incredible organization.
The core of N Street Village really is community. We do everything with a sense of compassion.
We're committed to hospitality. We have a strong sense of our mission.
We are known for bold moves.
We're making a difference in the folks' lives who are here at N Street.
N Street Village is a place that you can come to that you can kickstart your life again, no matter what you're going through.
The clients that show up at N Street Village are not having the best day, and we're here to meet them where they are and support them wherever they are in their journey.
We have a variety of programs, starting with our housing programs from emergency shelter to temporary housing to medical respite and senior temporary housing, and then 6 permanent supportive housing programs. We also have our vocational center and then also our wellness center programs.
I am a business owner right here on historic U Street. When our shop was founded in 45, there was nothing like N Street Village for women in the city.
You know, we started in a church basement with cots and baked potatoes, and it grew to be an organization. We've had all this change, going from 1 location to 8 locations and 13 programs, and we're not done.
Washington, D.C. has always been one of the jurisdictions that has been a forerunner in the fight to end homelessness. I do strongly believe that N Street Village could be a national model as it relates to building communities and safe spaces in a trauma-informed way for women.
I was in a domestic violence situation for quite a while, and I had to enter a shelter. Living at Ernest's house, for me, it was a safe community. I could sit back in my little sanctuary and sit back in my rocking chair. I'm just comfortable. The whole world gets shut out, and it's just me. That's the thing I like about it.
What's important to us is to help heal in a holistic fashion. It's more than just a bed for them to lay their head down. It's more than just a meal that we provide. Why is it important to me to be the first Black woman to lead this organization? Almost 80% of our population is African-American women coming through these doors every day. When they see me, they know that there is somebody that understands what it means to be a Black woman. You have to build trust. That foundation has to be trust.
When I first joined the village, I realized that it's truly a place of dignity and respect. And then I quickly realized that it's a community.
We always warn people to be careful because once they join, they tend to not leave.
Oftentimes, when a woman arrives, they're coming with nothing. They're provided with everything they need to have a successful first night. A clean bed, new sheets, a comforter, a shower, and a new set of emergency clothes to wear.
When I first came to this program, I didn't have essential things.
Every woman who comes here has different needs. Some are looking for a place to live long-term, and some women are coming here just to have a place to sit and figure out what their next steps will be.
We like to get to know women. We treat them as if they are the experts in their own lives and are very dedicated to getting to know them as unique individuals. When they line up to get a bed, they are not number 44. They are Miss Edna. And Miss Edna has a story before she came to our doors.
There's a lot of positive things going on here. It's the whole body, just the mind, body, and soul. You know, give you that confidence again.
What does it really mean to be creative, innovative, a continuous leader and partner in this fight to end homelessness for women? It means inclusiveness in community. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is more than just a tagline for N Street Village. It is action.
I'm a resident advisory council member. I just love saying that. People can come to me and discuss the community things that they're going through.
We are proud of the fact that we're in a nonprofit that's able to take advantage of growth opportunities because we're in a place of financial strength. We also focus all the time on growing the community of supporters, donors, government partners.
And we've celebrated many important successes over the years. We need and want to keep supporting the mission as long as there is a need.
We're still here after 50 years. Not everything lasts that long. We're able to be true to ourselves, but still change in ways that are appropriate to who we are and to meeting the need. Is for homeless women, we can do it.
We are in this together, and we're going to accomplish wonderful things together.
And to all of you, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to N Street Village.
To the N Street Village family.
We're so glad you're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the N Street Village Board of Directors, led by Peter Shields and Ruth Sorensen, the chair and vice chair.
The N Street Village Board is here on stage tonight, and we are delighted to welcome you. This is a great... Oh.
Nice.
This is a great opportunity for Peter and me to acknowledge a truly exemplary board of generous, kind, and incredibly talented people with a focus to mission always. Another reason why we are all here is because we are excited to introduce our new CEO, Kenyatta Brunson. It's fair to say this has been a time of major change for N Street Village. Change is a time for welcoming new opportunities and possibilities, which we look forward to with Kenyatta's leadership.
Last year, new chapters came to the village when our long-tenured leaders moved on to their next adventures, and all at the same time. Thank you, Stuart. Stuart Allen is here, right up front.
All right.
We're happy to have Stuart here. Kathy Solomon and Schroeder Stribling cannot be here, but they're with us in spirit. So, yeah. Let's give all three a really long round of applause for their tenure to the village. Thank you. We conducted a rigorous national search for the next CEO, and we were delighted to promote a leader and a star right in our midst. Kenyatta comes to her new role after years as N Street's Village Chief Programs Officer, and more importantly, an entire career dedicated to overcoming the challenges that face our most vulnerable communities. She's ready to usher in new visions for N Street's future. Kenyatta is a strong leader with faith, experience, compassion to equity and justice, and such heart. This is what makes her the right leader for the village at this important moment in our story. So would all of you join all of us in welcoming our outstanding new CEO, Kenyatta Brunson. Thanks.
What a great board I have. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Peter, Ruth, and the board for that beautiful introduction. It is truly a blessing to have a board that is dedicated to the mission of N Street Village, but it is even more special to have a board dedicated to and supportive of my success as CEO. Thank you. My name is Kenyatta T. Brunson, and I am honored to serve as N Street Village's Chief Executive Officer. It is so great to see so many amazing village family and friends this evening. As I look around this room, it brings me so much joy, and my heart is so full of gratitude for all of the people that believe in the work that we do, which is to provide women with a safe and dignified place to heal from past traumas and move towards greater independence. The work that I do means a great deal to me, and I am grateful for those in my life who allow me to freely work in my ministry and understand my commitment to social justice. My mother, who instilled in me the belief that you never look down on a person unless you are extending them a helping hand. My husband, who saw me 15 years ago walking up and down the sidewalk outside of John Young Women's Shelter, trying to get the women to come inside for a bed, and he's never left my side. My beautiful and gifted daughter, who is my daily inspiration. The many people in my life who have been mentors to me, encouraged me, and supported me, colleagues and friends, my chief peers, and to the amazing, gifted, committed, dedicated, and wonderful staff at N Street Village who are on this journey with me. Could the staff that are here this evening please stand? Thank you all for being such a strong presence in my life. As we continue to face so much uncertainty, a public health emergency due to COVID, systematic racism, and civil unrest, the war in Ukraine, all heightened by politically charged environments, health and food insecurities, and extreme poverty, I would like for you to take a moment to think about the support system that I just described. The support system that is so important to me, and the support systems that most of you have. A support system that does not exist for many of the women that we see in our programs. Can you imagine living in a hostile world without such critical support? All while trying to access the most critical basic need, housing. Can you imagine having 20 plus years of your life condensed to a medium-sized duffel bag because only 2 bags are allowed in shelter? Having no job and the last $10 to your name, and having to decide whether you pick up your prescriptions or get something to eat. Can you imagine walking into a building for the first time, worrying about being judged because you are a woman experiencing homelessness, feeling like you have to explain to someone that you are a good person with a caring heart, a determined spirit, a mother, a sister, a friend who worked for many years, but now you are at a point in your life where you can no longer maintain your home because you lost your job due to a medical emergency and fell behind on your mortgage or rent. Can you imagine? How does that make you feel? Sad, desperate, angry, hopeless? Now, imagine walking into the doors of N Street Village, carrying that same duffel bag, plus the pain of your current circumstances and the distress of your past experiences, and being greeted by a compassionate staff person welcoming you into a place of dignity, a place of respect, a place of love, a place of peace, a place to build memories, a place to make lasting connections, a home. That is what we provide. I applaud you, our N Street Village friends and partners. I applaud you because your investment into our community leans into a promise of providing each woman that comes to our doors a safe and dignified place to be, whether that is a bed in our emergency shelter or a unit in one of our permanent supportive housing programs. You have helped us provide a place to call home for over 2,000 women annually. And you have advocated along beside us to end homelessness for all women in DC. These past 2 years have been quite challenging, exhausting, isolating, and full of uncertainties for the clients and staff. There is not a handbook on how you work through a pandemic or nationwide civil unrest. If there was, we wrote it. We had to be innovative in how we provide services, creative in how we engage volunteers. We found our strength in cross-department collaboration and provided each other grace in those most difficult moments. As a community, we made a deliberate and bold decision daily that our actions would continue to lean into our promise of welcoming and empowering women, inclusive of race, gender, or sexual identity, that we would be a vessel of hope, peace, compassion, and empathy. It is an honor to work alongside the staff every day because they remain committed. They remain poised for the next challenge. They remain dedicated and creative because they stay focused on our mission. It is truly amazing to see the women flourish and blossom into who they are meant to be without changing who they are, as you will hear tonight. All of this was possible because of the collective hope that we hold for a better today and a more reassuring tomorrow. I know that I asked you to imagine the lives of the women earlier. Now I'm asking you to imagine a day where a place like N Street Village doesn't need to exist. A place where systematic racism is no more. Health disparities don't exist, and where social justice is equitable justice. It is my belief that with continued investment of friends like you here tonight, sharing this moment with us, it can happen. I hold on to that hope, and I ask that you do the same, because hope is something that we can all share together and propels us to do this critical, difficult work together. Thank you. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome to the stage two incredible village champions, our 2022 Founders Award recipients, Cynthia Dolan and Ronald Baruch. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm obviously very honored to be associated with N Street, its mission and its successes. I want to first begin by thanking my wife, Cynthia, for getting us involved in such a great organization with so many great people in the whole process. And she, of course, as my former partners who are here know, she's the one with the judgment in our partnership. Just briefly, I do want to take the opportunity to thank the staff and volunteers at N Street who do so much work and work so hard to make it all happen. And of course, I want to express my appreciation to all of you. It's an amazing sight to be up here just to see how many people are here generously supporting the village financially. And I want to give a special shout out to my former colleagues at my old law firm where I was there 35 years at Skadden, who are turning out in droves today. So I appreciate that. And thank you all for your generosity. But I have to say that my greatest admiration is reserved for the clients of N Street. So many of them work so hard to overcome challenges that most of us in this room can barely even imagine. There are, of course, the award winners tonight, and congratulations to them. But there are many more who are working and have worked so hard, and I want them to know that we all appreciate what they do to take charge of their own lives and help others at times it undoubtedly feels like the odds are stacked against them. In the end, it's their efforts that make N Street a success. Thank you for what you do. We are so happy that N Street can give some assistance in meeting your challenges. Thanks to N Street for the award, but more importantly, thanks to the community for all that the community does for N Street.
Ron and I are so honored tonight, and we thank you. I especially want to thank the Gala Committee and the Honorary Board. The work you've done over the years to build this gala and undergird the funding of N Street has been felt by me over the years as I went in twice a week to lead autobiography and poetry classes for our women. The stability in funding led to stability in staffing and programming, and we can feel the improvements that you made. Thank you. I also want to thank the Ambassadors Council. Can you all raise your hands if you're on the Ambassadors Council? Oh, it's so nice to see your faces, not on Zoom. But you organized a social justice book club, fun virtual events, and on-site service projects to weave us closer so that we can all come back stronger as COVID abates. And I'm grateful for all of you in the Ambassadors Council. And I want to thank Ron's former colleagues at Skadden. He had support from Washington, Boston, Sydney, and New York offices for tonight, and I'm grateful to all of them. And my church, Seekers Church, has supported me here for more than 20 years and have attended many galas with me, and I'm grateful to Seekers Church. And I have family members who all flew in from Boston, so thank you for my family coming tonight. Ron and I are in that process of downsizing, and this gala invitation from 2005 popped up in the bottom of a filing cabinet. And I remember going to the Four Seasons Hotel with Pascal Nuema, who was, I think, the first full-time development director, to taste food and choose decorations. And I think she shook the trees and beat the bushes to get 200 attendees. And look at us now. It's the Gala Committee, the Honorary Board, and all of you building this, and it's great. And this strength, I want to give you one vignette into how working at N Street has enriched my life and how it's been called to me and how the strength that you all have given to the gala affects that work. Each session, I go in and there's about a dozen women around a table and I give them a topic to write about. Sometimes it's a challenging one, sometimes about hopes and dreams. But one week, a few years ago, the topic was, what do you yearn for in a place of your own? We have about 20 minutes of silence, and the women write, and then we go around the table, and I have the women share what they've written, and I do too, so it's a mutual experience. One woman talked about wanting to cook for her friends, offering hospitality again. One wanted times of complete silence, which is hard to do in a shelter setting. One wanted the freedom to come and go as she pleased. Near the end of the circle, one woman with a deep, rich voice sang, "All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with one enormous chair. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?" And she had a perfect Cockney accent, and we laughed until we cried. And someone under 30 told me I need to explain to you that this song about yearning from home is from the musical My Fair Lady, and that this N Street member had connected her story to the yearnings of a homeless flower seller of London a century ago. She gave everyone connection and healing, a gift that I receive weekly and that you can only give in a setting of safety and support. So it's the safety and compassion of N Street that allows this healing and these healing moments to flourish. And I thank you all so much for the wonderful support you give, and I thank you for this award to Ron and I for supporting the shelter.
Thank you, Ron and Cynthia, and thank you for all the gifts you've given, and thank you for helping to expand the village. So we're back, and before we break for dinner, so if you all do what you're supposed to do, we can leave and you all can have dinner. I'd like to share some very exciting news. Some anonymous donors, board members, we don't know how many, we don't know their names, do we? Maybe, we'll do some work. Have offered to match any direct donation or raffle ticket purchase up to $30,000 this evening.
Wow. So there's something to be said about our investigative skills, because our anonymous donors keep coming back year after year, and we can't figure out who they are. But we are so happy that they're here, and we are so happy that you are here as well. And we know that tonight you'll continue to be inspired. We promise we're not going to make you raise a paddle, but we will ask you to think about ways in which you can give in a personally meaningful and significant ways. Everybody's phone going off right now? Everybody getting a text? Yeah, that's a text with the link to the raffle. And if you didn't get a text, just raise your hand and one of our volunteers wearing a Bruce scarf would be glad to help you. So here's the deal. Through that link, you can purchase a ticket for $100. $100. That's a couple of cups of coffee. That's one night out with a
gas.
Good, right, gas now, not enough. And you can have a chance to win one of two fabulous raffle prizes. So the first prize is a 5-night stay at the Ritz-Carlton Aruba with round-trip airfare for two from JetBlue. The second prize is 3 nights at a fabulous lakefront lodge for 16 friends. Wait. There's a typo in that.
16.
No, it's the winner, Erica, and 14 friends.
I'm on that list.
Okay, you can come too. So now we're down to 13 friends, just minutes away from Virginia wine country. So we have some fabulous packages in our auction too, so you could tie those together. But as I said, each ticket is just $100. If we bought just 2 tickets each, we could provide a year, 365 days of daily meals, showers, laundry, and a warm welcome for every woman that comes to our door.
So a reminder, you can buy tickets at the link you received or with the cards that were in your napkin when you sat down. Volunteers will also be coming around if you need help. Just raise your hand. Lastly, the auction, remember that. The auction closes at 8:30, so you have a little bit of time. Get your final bids in. There are some incredible prizes. If you haven't seen, take a quick loop around. I know I'm in a bidding war on a couple of pieces, especially the art pieces. So set your max bids now and let the software do the rest.
I encourage you to give generously, give more, give it all. We thank you for your support, and I now invite you to enjoy your brief break for dinner, and we'll be back for our second half of the program. Enjoy.